for the same composition to come through. We'll find out right now if EDG do end up banning that one out. TES, I wonder if they go back to their Xayah ban as well, right? Because they did take that one away in Game 1. Obviously got their hands on it in Game 2. And they do.
And one thing I want to mention as well is Top Esports, still 100% win rate when ahead at 15. Like that game number 1 of the series where EDG started to answer back a little bit. Could have been dangerous for Top Esports in terms of that statistic. But you draft early game for Top Esports, and across the course of this split, it's been absolutely true that they win those lanes, they win that game. That is just how it's gone. When they get that lead, they convert it. The LeBlanc, certainly a good way to start that off with the absolute lane domination we saw. Fofo's still going to go for the Jace against it.
It just seems like they're happy, like they have a style of composition they like going towards. It's something he's looked comfortable on, and honestly, unless he's going to like change and bring out like, let's say, a niche counter, you know, I think someone early in the split like was still willing to bring out like Lissandra into LeBlanc and like move back to that. It could always be in the cards, but now that you have a Maokai, I wouldn't expect it as much. Of course, this can be a flex down to bot lane, but if it is jungle, you wouldn't expect like double AP mid-jungle to come through.
Where's the static shift TF at? We saw, I think it was Niski played that in LEC. Like, you've got the classic, like, you can match LeBlanc no matter what she does, plus you can build Shiv and one-shot the wave faster than LeBlanc can one-shot the wave. Obviously, you're not going to play it with a Maokai anyway, but I feel like there are counters available. There's creative ways to play into this LeBlanc, but so far, EDG just going to go back to stock and standard. They have been loving this combo in the series, but game number 1, Rookie demolished Fofo in the 1v1. This time, Top Esports going for a Varus as well.
I like this if it comes through. Again, double down on kind of the strong early game that these champions bring. Varus also fits, I think, better with LeBlanc. I guess not better, but similar to Kai'Sa, where, right, you have the ability to just play this out from a range and kind of whittle them down, but then having things like the Chains of Corruption to re-engage, now pairing it with the Nautilus. So it looks like TES are going for a very similar style that they had in Game 1. Just this time around, JackeyLove won't have that full ability to dive, and that was one of the defining things that led TES to winning so many fights. And my God, are we just going to get Mako Braum all day long?
I guess so. EDG, they do not want to fight. They want to hold you at arm's length, and they want to poke you down. I'm curious what on earth AD carry we get out from Uzi here, because like, you know, Kai'Sa works with this poke style. Varus is another option to go alongside that Jace. But we could see Top Esports just banning out AD carries here. You know, ban things like that Ashe that we have seen coming through occasionally. Even things like Aphelios.
Yeah, I feel like Aphelios isn't really a big worry, considering you have so much CC to lock him down and burst him out. I was going to say Lucian's definitely one I think you can look back towards with the aggression that comes out. I'm still kind of curious if we ever see Uzi lean back on something like an Ezreal, because we have seen it in playoffs so far. If you did just want to scale and match like the range of our springs, you also always could go Jinx. Uzi's already played that one in playoffs so far. And then you are just kind of farming out. You have the range of that Rockets for later on. Works well with the Braum. And then, yeah, your team fighting later on would be absolutely disgusting. So it still feels like there's quite a few options, even if they are all a little bit more niche. It kind of just depends on where EDG are looking to index into.
Certainly, niche is something Uzi's willing to go into, right? He's a player. I mean, look, at the end of the day, he brought out Vayne the other day. So,
yeah,
like, nothing's off of the table just yet. Uzi's still willing to play all sorts in the bottom side. And it's actually going to be Ala getting his Renekton banned away instead. So, focusing on that top side. I'm wondering who the counter pick will go to. Oh, there we go. Brings out the Sivir. We've seen it this split. It's vintage, but it certainly works. It certainly sets up for those team fights. Like, the ultimate combines really well with Maokai.
It's something I haven't loved to see so far this split. Just it feels like it can give the enemy so much room to pressure early on. But you also have the spell shield to deal with things like the Chains of Corruption and just try to not get locked down. I think the Lee Sin would have been incredibly fun to come through. You have the pairing with the LeBlanc, and this is something that we know. I mean, back in the day, this was, and not even back in the day, right? Like in recent years, something still TN has brought out, shown great performances, and now. Is this really just it? Mako just keeps picking the Braum and Wayward just keeps going towards the Ornn?
I would love to see the Gnar instead. A bit more, you know, ability to play the game up top. We'll see. I mean, this is blind pick as well. And there we go. The Gnar comes on through in the end. Renekton taken away from Ala this time. His Jax banned as well. K'Sante taken off of the board. I mean, what are you picking? I mean, Yasuo?
I mean, he's...
That's the classic counter.
I think Wayward's expecting the Camille, which is why he flashed it, right? Because you have a Maokai in the jungle, so AP 80 top side. You have like an immobile backline in the Varus you can try and jump on. But Kennen would give them more team fight presence, which would be quite nice, right? Things like the knock-up coming out from Mako. You have a huge route from JJ into the slicing Maelstrom. So the 5v5, if this goes later on, like the boomerangs bouncing everywhere from Uzi, slicing Maelstrom, everyone's locked down from JJ Mako. It can be insane, but once again, Wayward, Tien, Rookie, they're all going to have so much mobility. They all need to be looking to play flanks and come off on different angles. So a lot of it's going to come down to some of that kind of execution later on. And we already know for top esports, they're going to want to be finding a lead with this Lee Sin and LeBlanc.
They certainly will. I mean, Tien, we've talked about, like, he's had really, really great games this split. He's also had a couple of sideways games, but I feel like he's set up here with the LeBlanc alongside him. He's on his Lee Sin. It's a classic. I'm talking about players that have their own skins. He's going to have his own. I mean, like, that's one of the things about top esports. There's just so many world champions on this one. If he goes for his own Lee Sin skin, that'll be 3 of these world champions bringing out their own skins in their first playoff series here in summer. That would be something funny, to say the least.
EDG almost has as many world champions in them. They have 2.
That's true. And Viego's pretty playable right now.
Yeah. Oh,
Yuumi?
I was thinking, like,
I was trying to think who the other one was. Yeah.
I'm like, what's Mako's skin again? Then I was, no.
That always throws me off. I know he's got a cat. I know he likes cats, but like, Yuumi, man, come on, bro. Surely there's better champions.
I'll be honest with you. I think he did it for the money. I think he knew people are gonna buy that Yuumi skin.
Yeah, I think you might be right, to be honest.
That's the way to do it in my mind. Right? Yeah.
He's got his own Moggy on the skin. How cute is that? It's kind of like a very different version of what DoinB did. DoinB did his girlfriend's favorite champion, or a wife, I guess. Was it wife at the time? I can't really remember.
Wife, fiance, one of the two.
Yeah, something like that. Mako doing a similar thing, but for his cat. Very cute. We're not going to be seeing a Yuumi, despite how much we're talking about Yuumi here. We're headed towards game number 3 between Top Esports and EDG, and Ala bringing out the Kennen. We've got a Sivir there, like solid team fight here for EDG, and a lot of ways to engage that team fight, to run the enemy down. Top Esports, though, have the tools to find an early lead. And I mean, that's their bread and butter. That is what you think of when it comes to Top Esports, is early domination. See if they can pull it off again here in game 3.
You know, I don't know if EDG's Giles are louder, but their like main cheerleader is definitely louder than the one leading the Top Esports chants.
He is going for it. There's no way he can talk tomorrow, I guarantee. I hope he's drinking hot tea between the games, because he's going to need it. A little bit of level 1 shenanigans from Top Esports in the bottom side, but they won't find anyone. Uzi protecting the jungle. And it does mean that we start off even, which I think Top Esports maybe just expecting EDG to be aggressive at level 1, because both games so far, they have been aggressive, like getting the flash out from Jackal of game number 1, using that Braum to try and go for an invade in game number 2. But here in game number 3, EDG play it a little bit safer to start us off.
And like we said, Uzi has brought out the Sivir once before this split. It was actually up against Weibo. Did result in a loss, despite the fact that he had like an all-right game on it. Never really got to a point to where it was able to do exactly what it wanted. But in this game, you see EDG went really close-knit, grouped-up team fights where things like that Ricochet are going to get tons of value. But first, they have to make it through this 2v2, which, like we've said, so far in this series, Jackal and Mark really have just been getting the better of them. Even this time around, I feel like Var is definitely bringing some more tools to trade. against this
Yeah.
Sivir. A lot's going to be down to Mako and what he's able to do, but Mark has just been so willing to throw out these hooks. Looks like they're kind of poised to hit level 2 first once again.
Halo Blades there for JackeyLove as well. This could be Lethality Varus, honestly. And it makes sense with how much early game presence this composition has. Lethality Varus certainly great for snowballing. Another hook lands from Mark, and another level 2 spike 1 for Top Esports. Ignite out from Mako to try and threaten JackeyLove, but my god, this 2v2 from Top Esports is just destroying EDG.
They seriously have just been so good, so terrifying, which is why, you know, it's going to be exciting to see what other bot lane matchups we get, but TN trying to make his way around. Ooh.
He doesn't know that he was spotted, but they certainly know he's there now. He just goes in onto JJ. He's like, look, they're winning the 2v2. I'll win the 1v1. TN with his own skin on his own champion. Almost went for the dive there. Doesn't commit in the end, but look at this. Already a plate will be taken in the bottom lane for JackeyLove and Mark, who continue to layer the pressure down. Top Esports are here to play.
Oh, and TN maybe gonna look for mid. The question is if Rookie's all his cooldowns up. He does. Chain doesn't connect, which means play won't be able to happen. But Munch, I was so scared that TN was gonna get collapsed on there, that Uzi and Mako were gonna run up, and then everything was gonna go awry for the Lee Sin. Good for TN, ends up not being punished.
Oh, Mako's in so much trouble. Flash forced out, heal forced out. That's 2 summoners for nothing. Top Esports continue to win out this 2v2, continue to put limitless pressure down. Now TN toying with the idea of a dive. Uzi and Mako staying under the tower. They don't have the defensive summoners. The dive kicks off. Uzi flashes out. Mako low, but his first blood for Uzi here. And JackeyLove just about flashing to safety, but Fofo here to punish as well. It's all gone pear-shaped, and Fofo grabs a double.
And the difference being that TP. Rookie just TP'd back to mid lane, so not able to try to answer on the bot lane play. Fofo gets there in time. I guess, hell, even if Rookie did have his right, he could just TP to his own turret at this point in time, so wouldn't have been able to have much of an impact. And now Wayward gonna be under some pressure, but that ward there gonna protect him for now.
EDG
pressuring
on both the weak side and the strong side. As like you say, Rookie moving up, but Ala flashes that way with another auto will finish the job. Ala with the solo kill. TN is having none of it. He finishes the job here, but that's a huge wave that Wayward will miss.
Luckily, Rookie gets here in time to pick this one up. We'll see if he makes it back to mid, or if Wayward might even have TP to get there himself. But here, we see the flash come in. Stun initially goes out onto Mako, it looked like. And then, I mean, they were already low, right? Some of the members of Top Esports already whittled down, and then Fofo TPing in, really being the difference maker. But I don't know if I missaw that, but it looked like the initial CZs from Mark went to Mako and not onto Uzi.
So, I'm not sure, or it might have
spell
been.
shield?
I feel like I need a super slow-mo, but yeah, I think he might have spell shielded the route that came out from Mark. I mean, it happened so quick. Even in the replay, I didn't quite get to catch which one he hit, but either way, most importantly, Uzi grabbing that first kill, grabbing first blood. Still slightly behind in CS, still definitely down in the bottom side, but Fofo, a massive benefactor. And after how well this 1v1 went for Rookie in game number 1 in this exact matchup, Fofo having some extra kills early on is huge for EDG.
It really is. It's just crazy how things have gone so wrong. Once again, plays Top Esports are making, coming back to bite them. EDG not necessarily having to be proactive, but just having the perfect reactions to answer whatever TES is going for. Now we're getting to a point where some of these crucial ults are coming online. Ala just picking up his slicing maelstrom. So you know, with Herald less than 2 minutes away, that EDG might be finding a huge impact, sooner than later.
What? Mark, what are you doing, man? Will hook himself away to safety. Look, if there's one thing Mark's got, it's confidence. Nobody can say otherwise. Nobody can persuade me that this man does not have the most mojo in the league.
He really just doesn't care. Doesn't care about anything.
Just limitless swagger. He's got it on tap, honestly.
He really does. His facial expression never changes.
He don't give a monkeys.
It might need to change now, as we okay, I was wondering if Mark would check. Looks like he will. This will be a 3v3.
Certainly will. Mark surviving for now. Walks away with his life. Tien gets the Q in, but I don't think this is one he wants to follow. We'll just disengage from both sides here. JJ gets his reset denied by JackeyLove. Jackie Love might just go for the hail of arrows into that brush as well. Just try and keep him, yeah, as long as he wants. JJ, like you say, could engage, but Jackie Love playing it very, very safe from a distance here. TN starting the Drake off.
Yeah, I think that's what JJ was hoping for, but because he didn't have vision in this brush, he didn't know if TN was still around, so he didn't want to overcommit onto an engage onto Jackie Love before being sure. Then he gets forced back, so TES gonna at least be able to benefit off this. Is Ala slicing Maelstrom?
Oh, no. Not again. Wayward's in so much trouble. Another W, and Auto will do it. And Ala, for the 3rd time this series, solo kills Wayward.
And I mean, just having the better top lane performance today. And it's what you'd expect, right? I feel like Ala having the better kind of top lane performance overall this split. And despite throughout his careers, having some ups, having some downs, his tenure on this EDG roster, I feel like has been one of the best things for his consistent performance.
Yeah, he's been looking fantastic this year. And like the permanent Jax bans that have to be thrown out to him at playoffs. And Wayward just disrespecting the potential all-in. Like just walks into it.
He's nowhere close to building up his Narbar. You see Ala not even waiting for his cooldowns to come back up yet. Just pop slicing Maelstrom. That's enough to get the stun down. And then just waiting. Actually, not even having to wait for the final Q. Oh.
Just autos him. TN gets out. Yeah, the passive, I think, was what procced the stun at the end there.
Yeah.
Just finished the job. And Ala looking fantastic. I mean, we all know how great Ala's Kennen is. When you think back to that LNG run with Ala on the roster, the Kennen was very much the crux of that, the World Championship.
Not again, Munch.
Oh, God. He's the ward comes out in time. He'll walk away this time, but my goodness. I mean, look at the CS advantage that's already built up for Ala with a huge wave under tower as well.
I think he's lucky that EDG are respectful, right? And we said that they're a more respectful team. They aren't going to really gamble because that was a completely free play for EDG. Sure, he's in Mega Gnar, but no one's around. Problem is EDG don't know that, right? For all they know, like TN can be like standing in one of the brushes behind him, allowing for him to push out. It seems like because of that, with Ala not having ulti, they don't even want to risk it. They got the objective and they're fine just getting the hell out of there. Doesn't matter that Fofo got those 2 kills. Rookie is still putting up monstrous levels of pressure.
How do you play against this? Rookie is just so terrifying in lane. Fofo getting absolutely bodied by the LeBlanc once again. And that's with 2 kills in his pockets. He's still 20 CS down. Tiana and Mark trying to make a play towards the top side, but they're spotted.
Just imagine if he was on Orianna. It'd already be a 200 CS lead, 3 solo kills. It'd be done.
Yeah, Rookie's Orianna, truly something special. I always remember that 1v3 play in top lane. I forget, it was against maybe LGD. I can't remember who it was against, but it was just beautiful. It was immaculate. Dodging absolutely everything.
I hope if top esports make Worlds, Riot buffs Orianna for Worlds.
Oh,
like,
man,
come on.
I'm here for it.
And people who maybe aren't familiar with Rookie's Orianna, they're not like, why do you want Orianna back in the meta? No. Rookie's Orianna is absolutely built different. Rookie's Orianna is the most aggressive, like, alpha laning Chad in the game. It is insane.
I think, like, the way to describe it is, like, most people think of Orianna in terms of, like, using her ball as pressure. Rookie thinks, like, Orianna's passive. That's probably the most important part of her kit. Like, just the threading the autos, consistently getting that extra damage down. Rookie is caught out by the Maokai this time. Still has that Mimic available, so should be able to get himself out over the wall if he needs to. Uzi forced to flash in the meantime, and Mako has stepped too far forwards here, low on HP. Jackie Love still going. Rookie at the back of the pit as Ala jumps in, and Jackie Love is doomed. Ala is taking over the map, but Wayward looking for an answer as Uzi goes down here, and Rookie still alive. Fofo stunned up and taken down by TN, even without Jackie Love. Top Esports coming out on top here. Rookie flashes over the wall to try and answer for his jungler. Ala taken down, and Rookie is having none of it. JJ forced underneath the tower as Rookie dominates the rift.
Rookie and TN popping off in this fight. Now 2-0-2 on the LeBlanc. He was already winning out in the 1v1 when Fofo was up in kills. Now gonna be able to do so much more. TN picking up the Gore Drinker off that. And we're gonna see here, the first awkward thing that really sets us off is like, sure, Rookie gets engaged on, but it's Uzi left by his lonesome. Forced to flash immediately. It's going to be very hard for him to re-enter the fray. And then we see Rookie getting some good damage off. Tien waiting for his moment, but at first it looks like it's going to be top gap Munch as Ala gets involved in the fight first. He gets on top of JackeyLove, and he can't join in, but then from here on, it's all about Rookie and Tien just taking over with the setup coming through from Wayward.
And a crucial bit of redemption there for Wayward as well. Like, really, really impactful fight from him. And he needed it to be so, but Rookie's the one to finish the job. Rookie is the one to turn it in favor of Top Esports. They got that Drake, and now second one spawning onto the map. JJ forced to flash. Answers it for Marks. But I think him forced out might be enough for the Drake to start off here. Herald in the bottom lane, but Rookie's already cleared that wave.
Yeah, so they're going to be able to go for this. No entry going to be able to come out from EDG. I also want to highlight Ghostblade picked up by JackeyLove, so he is going to go the lethality route. Earlier, you know, we'd Hellblade's Varus in the series. It was the AP Varus going with that build.
If that charge had gone off because Mark missed the hook, that would have been the funniest thing all day.
I would hope he would turn to Rookie, like pull out some sunglasses and say, deal with it, and then some non-broadcast appropriate words to follow that. You guys can imagine.
Yeah. Just drop the Pengu dab. Just walk away. They're like Squirtle with sunglasses. It's the only thing for that kind of situation. Okay, let's get a recap where we're at in this game right now, because it's been a little bit messy, a little bit chaotic. Top Esports, a minor goal deficit here, as EDG do actually have themselves a lead. But that said, it feels like the gold very much in the right places for Top Esports. We said that this LeBlanc and this Lee Sin needed to take over early, and they are both in phenomenal positions. Rookie and Tien, both on champions that they won their respective world championships with, and dominating this early game. Two Drakes to work with as well. EDG, it feels like they're the ones with the onus on them to come back in, and Ala leading the charge in that regard.
I feel like this game will really come down to the next 10 minutes because Top Esports are definitely going to get outscaled in teamfights this game, right? Like, I mean, you have Lethality Varus coming through, you have a LeBlanc, a Lee Sin, all these things up against what is a great 5v5 from EDG. The thing is, if Top Esports can maintain a lead, they can be on objectives first, and then how do you get into River against Varus and LeBlanc? It's almost impossible. So that's going to come down to this Rift Herald, and then especially around when Baron spawns. If Top Esports can force EDG into like an awkward Baron fight and you know, win off that, it's just their game. But if not, EDG should be able to come back. I mean, hell, not even come back, right? They're the ones up in gold right now.
Yeah. Doesn't feel like it on the map, though, as Tien and Mark going to dive in onto JJ here. The hook comes on through. Ala needs to be the target as he does get his Maelstrom off, but it's only really onto Mark. Low on HP. Can they finish the support off here? The Shuriken lands. And Ala with his 4th kill of the game. Top Esports. Their own plays being their own demise once more.
And it's one of those things that's weird, because you look at Rookie split pushing down a bot. Sure, he is TPing to join in, but JackeyLove's alone pushing mid. He has no way of walking either into River, or he'd have to walk like all the way around his jungle to join up in any play or any contest. So I think a bit of a weird play coming out from Top Esports, maybe hoping they could just pick one off quickly enough.
Mako moving forwards towards Tien here, just buying space for JJ. I think EDG will get out with this one, but Mako maybe has been left alone. Ala should be able to get his support out of dodge. Tien won't be able to find anything here. As Rookie finishes that tower in the bottom side. And you're right, it feels like discombobulated, doesn't it, from Top Esports? It doesn't feel like they're on the same page as a team right now.
No, and it feels similar to game one, that like, you know, Rookie in his mind's like, guys, I'm on the Blanc, I have, you know, static shiv, we also have a Gnar, like, it's split push time, baby, we're 1-3-1-ing. And then, like, I don't know if it's Tien or Mark who's like, no, they're doing Herald, we gotta contest, and it's a little bit disconnected, but still at least able to pick up some structures on the map. Is this turret, anytime TS group up, they should be able to break this one down. And to re-go over stakes, whichever team loses here, they are out of playoffs. Next round is double elim, but they still have a shot at Worlds, as all the teams left in playoffs, of course, are at least qualified for a regional gauntlet.
JackeyLove. Oh. The bro minion keeping JackeyLove safe. Uzi actually used his ultimate for that as well, but Mako denied by the enemy minions here. And JackeyLove will be able to just farm up. And one thing Lethality Varus is good for, like, he's probably as good as Static Shiv Varus at just clearing those waves, keeping himself safe. Fantastic in a 1-3-1 composition, right? Because you've got the pressure in top, in bot, from Rookie and Wayward, and Varus can just clear away. It's very difficult to siege in the mid lane to answer.
I think the problem is, if they do just want to commit the sides, is that Ala should still be in a pretty solid position up against Wayward. So I want to see if EDG invest any more resources into helping him out and kind of expand on this 4-2-1 Kennen, who right now is huge.
Yeah, Fofo's pretty big as well. Like, even though he's 40 CS down, he's like actually over 1,000 gold down, but he's still on 2 items on Jace. He's still got a damn good scoreline so far. Actually, I take it back. He's not on 2 items just yet, but he's almost on 2 items, so that's exciting. Hopefully, he finishes a second one at some point in this game.
Ala was about 2,000 gold above Wayward, so I wonder how much money he's sitting on with, you know, the fact that they're on similar items right now.
Yeah, I mean, Triforce being the more expensive item as well. There's a possibility Ala resets in a minute and just picks up a full tier 3 item, honestly, which is kind of terrifying to think about. Uzi with a spell shield keeps himself alive there as Tien found a Q onto Uzi. That could have been very bad news for EDG. We know how clean Tien's Lee Sin is.
Yeah, it is disgusting, but this is where top esports comp should thrive, right? Lethality, Varus, and LeBlanc poking and prodding over walls. The problem is we're not seeing any poking and prodding coming out just yet, which is going to give EDG the opportunity to try to take this space back.
Trying to get some wards out. They know Rookie must be in the area somewhere. Rookie does have to be cautious because JJ can always follow him with a twisted advance. Tien feeling a similar problem right here as he's chased away.
Oh, there it is. Much Void Staff picked up outright.
Void Staff picked up and TPs into the action as well. 2 items for Ala. He could be huge, but the static shiv is getting so much value here. Mako forced away. And once again, top esports just out posture EDG. They back away despite this monstrously huge Kennen.
It's a 4v5.
Don't want the fight.
It's a 4v5. And top esports somehow pushed them off. It looked like the only person who even really got whittled down was Mako. I'm so surprised that EDG...
Sorry, go on, finish here.
So, wait. For context, during the break, I was telling Munch that last game felt egregious for me, the top esports lost, because of how hesitant EDG have shown that they are all season long. And I think that play was the perfect example. You have a 5v4. You TP'd your Kennen in.
Yeah.
You don't even, like, just so timid.
I feel like top esports are the ultimate, like, mind control team, aren't they? They're like the snake oil salesman of the LPL, where EDG just, top esports tell them that they're stronger. Tell them that you can't fight us right now, despite being a 4v5. And EDG actually still being pretty much even in gold. Top esports just somehow get the Drake and the top tier 1 with no combat even happening. And now they're in a phenomenal position. They're on soul point.
Yeah, I still feel like if this game gets to a point with 5v5s, EDG should be able to look pretty solid, should be able to come out on top. Again, that's kind of pending on things like flanks, on the visions that are there. Like, top esports definitely have their opportunities and ways to win fights, but EDG showed in game 1, I think it's a very similar style of kind of everyone sitting on top of your AD carry and your mid laner and running at them as a group. But if EDG are just going to end up giving top esports kind of free control on the map, then you take it. Already on soul point at 20 minutes? Yeah.
I have to say, Lyric, this series is not giving me confidence for either team against BLG.
No, not at all.
So far, I'm very much on the BLG hype train for that next round. But whoever gets there, they'll be in the double elim, so they'll have another chance against whoever loses to JDG. Let's be honest. Although Weibo have beaten JDG twice in the year. Jackie Love looking for a chance onto Uzi there, but the spell shield's still alive. That's on the hunt used from Uzi. Basically for nothing.
Yeah. And we've seen that a few times, right? We've seen on the hunt used and not really finding any values. Now, TS actually committed the Chains of Corruption for that.
Yeah, Rookie in the meantime just running rings around Fofo and JJ. That'll be a tower in the mid lane, surely. Jackulov should be able to just get a couple of waters in. Uzi's so low, but they do enough to clear the wave, and that's one of the powers of Sivir, right? You're so good at one-shotting those minion waves, protecting towers.
It's going to be so annoying to deal with EDG's comp, even if top esports end up winning this game, because I mean, having Jace and the poke from Maokai on one side, having a Sivir to sit in mid lane throughout those ricochets, it's going to be so hard to actually like break down structures when EDG are on the map. Top Esports, though, doing a nice job of forcing Uzi out earlier on.
Yeah.
And now finally starting to build up a gold lead, even if not much. This game has just been even for so long. You know, a 1K gold lead in any direction makes me happy.
Yeah, honestly, though, to your point of like how difficult it is to siege into EDG right now, the one thing that like Lethality Virus has always offered is river control, right? Like control of neutral objectives if you can get onto them first. If there's one thing Static Shiv LeBlanc offers, it's control of these neutral objectives. If you can be there first, the poke that comes out can be so oppressive to try and muscle into. And then you've got like potentially Mega Gnar. If Top Esports can set up for a long Baron play and like posture EDG out, which we've consistently seen them posture EDG out over the course of this series, that is their ticket. At that point, Sivir can't clear those waves, and we've now got a Hullbreaker online for Wayward, which I think we all saw coming. That feels like the way forwards for Top Esports. That also does feel like a dangerous game. If we all remember 2020, 2021 Top Esports, they've won and lost a lot of games in that Baron pit.
I was going to say, this just indexed them even harder into side laning once again, which I feel like we already should have expected with how they played out through game one with the LeBlanc and an Ornn. Like, getting their hands on a Gnar would only make it ever, like, more evident. Now with Lich being picked up by Rookie, they're really going to be able to just triple down on this strategy. But Giant coming up 29 seconds. Like you said, both LeBlanc and Varus just kind of poke elements do better when they're on objective first, and they can not allow you in. But even depending on what side of the map, like, if EDG find their way into Dragon Pit, because they're on blue side, like, both Varus and LeBlanc do a great job of like trying to force their way in and like poke you over the wall, just with how the map is structured.
Oh, Ala's been found here, but Rookie just dips on out. Wayward surviving for now, and Mega Gnar flips it around. Was not ready for the damage, and now in the meantime, Chain of Corruption comes on through. A hook to follow it up. Jackulov could be in trouble though. Hiding behind Mark is the rest of the team. Moves on in. Rookie with the chains, but Fofo still here, and EDG actually looking okay for now. Wayward getting damage over the wall as Fofo tries to push him away, but Uzi is down. Rookie finds his mark once more. He looks for Fofo next, who gets one answer, but it just won't matter. Top Esports find another fight. TN looking for Mako. He falls short, but that'll be sold.
Huge fight coming out from TES. I feel like TN and Mark doing so much in that fight to be able to just bring everything off of Uzi. Now, gonna be an easy transition into Soul for them. So we get into this play where it starts. We're actually gonna move over to the kill into Ala first, just bringing out some nice damage from Rookie, and then Ala following forward, trying to flash in and take down Rookie. Seems like it ended up being his downfall, but it's here, the part of the fight that I love, because you need to keep your eyes on Mark and TN. Rookie's going to wrap around. They're going to have multiple angles of threat, but it's going to be here where Mark flashes in. They get the spell shield out, actually from Jackulov's E, and this gives TN the opportunity, he knows, to go for this kick flash onto the Sivir. Has nothing up, can't defend it, and then it becomes easy for Top Esports to try to run the other members down, and they at least do find one more on Fofo. So great job by TS to find that fight.
Phenomenal stuff. Ala is on a flank against Rookie. He wants that revenge kill from the previous play, but he just loses half of his HP, and Rookie walks away. Now, Uzi comes into the play, but Ala has got to be real careful on this one. Uzi could blink back, use that Shiv, and he does blink back. In the meantime, Top Esports start the Baron off. They've got the Soul. They're feeling confident. JJ over the wall. He knows this is going on. Control ward into the pit, but can he really go for a steal here? He's totally alone. The team finally arriving. Reinforcements on the way. 3K on the Baron. DPS has been halted. JJ flashes into the pit. Can they burst it down? Yes, they can! EDG find their miracle, but it's at the cost of both JJ and Mako. That's 2 picks. Top Esports can open the map.
Still, that's huge for EDG, and I would just want to know where did Tian's ult go? Tian used his ult, but JJ is still very clearly staying in the pit, gets the smite, and TS didn't need to fully commit to that once reinforcements were there. They did, and I feel like they're going to be paying for it because it just gives stalling power to the side of EDG. So we're going to see here some nice damage coming out. Sapling goes in. Tien, yeah, just ends up getting rooted down. Yeah, I don't see where it went.
I'm not sure, but either way, JJ honestly has been fantastic across playoffs. JJ has had a fantastic few series for himself. Steals the Baron. And you know, we were saying top esports will struggle to siege against Deceiver until they get that Baron. Well, they are denied entry to that potential win condition. It's going to be Baron on the side of the Civer. Although, I will say, Checky is junking now 3 items on that Varus.
He Dragon's Raged into the Braum shield. Tried kicking Mako.
It's not ideal.
Yeah, sorry, that was going to bother me if I didn't find out.
Well, the more you know. EDG moving into the mid lane here, trying to siege with the Baron, but potential pick onto JJ here. Tian slightly short on the Sonic Wave, but he moves in anyway. And Wayward with the triple. Nah, Uzi is found. JJ next on the chopping block as Tian goes in. Ala tries to turn it around, but he doesn't have the damage. He's 1v9 in this one. And Mako will fall. Fofo next. It's a clean ace for top esports. Rookie with another triple. They're unstoppable, Lyric.
Much EDG were the ones trying to bear and push down top esports base. How does it turn into top esports ending the game?
Lyric, this entire series is just a case of whoever re-engages, whoever is the one being engaged on will win the fight. Top esports pushes 2-1. It hadn't been a clean series, but my goodness, they find themselves the advantage once more.
That was... Yeah, I'm just going to call it how it is. This series so far is just, again, making me fearful for either of these teams going up against BLG. We're seeing great things. Rookies LeBlanc, my God. You know, I love it. For keep first picking LeBlanc. Anytime LeBlanc's up, give Rookie LeBlanc. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Nar, Wayward was a little bit hit or miss. Obviously, you know, getting solo killed, getting taken down a lane, not ideal, but had great moments in team fights. Like, again, was looking for those redemption arcs, like you said. It felt like really was delivering and setting up for his team to start finding success in some of these team fights.
I will say as well, like, when Rookie is like split pushing in the bottom side on LeBlanc, he's taking over the game. They're having to send multiple players to him. And then you see Tien engaging with Mark, like just in the jungle somewhere, and top esports losing fights in the mid game. That gave me flashbacks to IG with Rookie, where like that 2021 version of IG that was just kind of all over the place, and Rookie's just trying to 1v9 the games. Rookie's there on LeBlanc. He's got 3 items. He's so fed. He can take over the game if you just let him. And top esports still trying to find fights elsewhere without him. There was a few moments there where you've got to question what's happening, but JJ, huge moment. Stealing that Baron, like the DPS coming out from Fofo as well to try and set him up to be able to burst down the Baron as well. Like, good heroic moments from EDG, but ultimately just falling behind across the board.
Yeah, I mean, right, we see once again just the early game of TES is superior, which is kind of funny because when we think back to the earlier, I can't remember which player interview we had from Top Esports. I think it was Jackie Love.